Well, thank you, Marcia. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Golly, I kind of feel like an immigrant up here. I'm actually John O'Neill. I'm running for state representative in McHenry County in the 63rd District. So if there's anybody here from the 63rd District, if you could just raise your hand and let me know that I'm not alone. Okay. Johnny, could you at least raise your hand? Okay, my sons are good. I'm not all alone. Well, beautiful. Basically, it was so nice to hear about the 1-year anniversary of your organization. Happy birthday, my goodness.
Thank you.
My situation started in a similar fashion. Of course, after the 08 election, sitting around feeling lost, what are we going to do now? It was January, February of 09 that there were a bunch of us that were just kind of meeting. One small group was meeting around a dinner table. Another small group was meeting in a closed down business. And we were meeting and we were wondering, what are we going to do? What can we do to fix this disaster, this election that just happened? What can we do to plan for the 2010 and more importantly the 2012 elections? And as we were talking and discussing and growing in numbers, we found out, oh, there's another group that's meeting down the road. There's another group meeting over here. So we started getting together. Now, we're not just fiscal conservatives. I like to say I breathe with both rungs of conservatism. I'm a fiscal conservative and I'm a social conservative. Thank you. And one of the first things we did, golly, our group didn't even have a name. And we found out that a particular state representative in our area had co-sponsored House Bill 2354. And if you don't remember what that was the extremist abortion bill, which, among other things, would have taken away any chance of ever having parental notification. So God forbid your 12-year-old daughter gets pregnant and goes through an abortion, you don't have the right to know. Would have let doctors off the hook if they would have killed or injured a woman during a botched abortion attempt, and would have eliminated the ban on partial birth abortion. Again, regardless of which side of the abortion debate you're on, this was far extreme. So we found out that our local state rep had co-sponsored it. So we started an email and letter writing campaign. Ignored it. We took out a full-page ad in our local newspaper, the Northwest Herald. Ignored it. We got 200 people standing outside of his office on a cold and rainy Saturday morning in March. Actually, it turned out that was the first Tea Party in McHenry County, of all things. We didn't even know what a Tea Party was at the time. But we had 200 people standing out there holding signs, and various frustrations were exemplified by those signs. Not just the abortion, but the guns, what they're doing to our economy statewide, what Michael Madigan and the Chicago political machine down in Springfield is doing to drive our employers, drive the job creators out of our state. And I'll tell you, it was while we were standing out there freezing our toes off in that cold and rainy Saturday morning in March, that first Tea Party, that I decided that, if we can't get somebody decent to run against this clown, I'm going to run against him. So I stand here tonight to let you know that, hey, in McHenry County, one of us is running for state representative. Our small little group that was meeting around a kitchen table and in a defunct business, actually we came up with a name and we called ourselves Patriots United. Anybody ever heard of Patriots United? Okay, a couple. And actually, in being a part of the founding and being a part of the leadership of Patriots United, once I decided that I was running for office, I had to start to step back a little bit, a little bit of a conflict of interest, I suppose. Actually, many of my friends in Patriots United asked me not to run, thought that, we could be more effective outside of political office rather than being inside. And of course, I respectfully disagreed with them. And let me tell you, to a person, they are all happy that I did not take their advice and we're running. I'm running against a 12-year incumbent who portrays himself as a conservative on TV, but he is far from conservative. He is endorsed by all of the extremist, progressive left-wing groups that are out there. And the people of McHenry County finally have a choice to be able to get somebody out there. What I want to do is I want to get down there I want to take care of the $13 billion deficit that we have in the state of Illinois. I want to sponsor a bill to perform a forensic audit to go through and find where they have spent all of our taxpayers' money. Hopefully, we'll be able to then lower the taxes a little bit in our state, bring back some of the job creators, get people working again. And as President Reagan taught us 30 years ago, if you've got people working, you don't have to rely so much on things like taxes and sales taxes and property taxes. Now, I live in the city of McHenry. The ink wasn't even dry on a sales tax hike that they pushed down our throat in the beginning of the summer before the local high school decided they wanted to raise property taxes $76 million. Hello, the worst recession since the Great Depression, 10% of the people are out of work, property values are plummeting, and you want to raise my income tax, my property tax by $76 million? Who's doing the thinking out there? So these are the types of things that we need to do. We need to straighten out the budget deficit. We need to bring job creators back in. We've got to get people working. But in order to do that, we have to be able to elect people with true conservative values. And for those of you who know anybody that may live in the 63rd District in McHenry County, please ask them to take a look at John O'Neill. My website is electjohnoneil.com. I do have some literature in the back over there. O'Neill is spelled O-N-E-I-L-L. I know there's 15 different ways to spell it. But with that being said, I thank you all, and I wish you guys great luck on your second year. Thank you.